happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about your online personality versus your real life persona. Now this video right here might ruffle a few feathers. If you feel triggered by this, I might be talking about you or talking directly to you. But it's not for nothing. Whenever I'm on my Instagram page, Big Brando TV, I follow a lot of you guys. I also follow a lot of other people that just catch my attention. First and foremost, if your page is private, I'm probably not gonna follow you because your page is private. But every now and then I'll come across pages that's preaching about how much of a hustler they are, how hard they hustle, and preaching the hustle mentality. There's nothing wrong with that shit, but I think it sends the wrong message. Now, if you looked around my channel, you know that I rarely talk about hustling. I rarely consider myself a hustler because growing up, the era that I'm from and the area that I'm from, that word means something totally different. Hustling and hustler has nothing to do with t-shirts. It has nothing to do with a day job. It has nothing to do with working out. It has nothing to do with legal activity, period. I know that term is thrown around loosely now. I understand the definition of the word. But for myself and my section and my area that I'm from, that word is reserved for a certain individual. So personally, I never even throw that word around because it just means something totally different. On top of that, I come from an era where you never had to explain to somebody that you were a hustler. You never had to tell somebody I'm a hustler. I'm out here hustling. Usually if your work didn't show it, then your attitude would. You know what I mean? If you knew, you knew. But like I said, everybody is not like me. Everybody doesn't think like me, and everybody doesn't have to think like me. That's just the way I feel personally about it. So that's why you don't see me talk about hustling and stuff like that on my channel. But the ill shit is, it gives off this crazy misconception because now everybody thinks you have to be a boss to be a somebody, or you're thought of less than if you're not a boss, if you're not out hustling, if you're not out doing all this crazy shit. And it's wrong because not everybody's cut out to be a boss. Some people are better hard workers than they are bosses. You could be a really fucking badass employee. You don't gotta be the boss of the company, you know what I mean? A lot of times the 9-to-5 guy is shamed for having a 9-to-5 or looked down on. And that shit is corny to me, man. I remember a long time ago, we were doing this podcast called Malt Liquor Wednesday with my homie Vince. And this is like 15 years ago or something like that. And the homie Vince said, not everybody needs to be in the streets. That's why they made sidewalks. And when I sat back and actually heard that phrase, and I don't know if he got it from somebody or he made it up because he's a clever motherfucker, but that phrase right there meant something to myself because everybody wants to portray that they're from the streets. Everybody wants to portray that they out getting it, doing this shit, but not everybody's cut out for that shit. And it's cool to hit the sidewalk. It's cool to be next to the streets, but not necessarily in the streets. You know what I mean? Like I said, we went over this in one of the other videos where I talk about somebody getting an ounce of weed, breaking it down to 28 grams, and it takes them like 5 months to move those 28 grams. So on paper, technically, they're a drug dealer, right? They sold drugs. Doesn't mean that they was really getting money. It just means technically they are a drug dealer or they sold drugs. But they wasn't really moving weight because it took, you know what I mean? I don't need to get into the details or the schematics of the shit, but you understand what I'm talking about. It's like everybody wants to have that struggle story. Everybody wants to have that got it out the gutter story. You see some of these other rappers that, you know, they might live at home with both their parents. They might get in a fight with their parents. One night they slept in the car and all of a sudden in their songs, it was like, I was homeless. I was living out of my car for one night. One night you slept in your car because you got in a fight with your parents. The next day you woke up, you took a shower, you ate breakfast inside the house. You wasn't homeless living out of your car. But everybody wants that same fucking story. You know what I mean? So the moral of this whole video and of this story is your real life persona versus your online personality. Don't believe the bullshit that you see on Instagram. Don't believe the bullshit that you see of the memes and all these people talking like, fuck your 9-to-5, you gotta be a boss or you're nothing, boss this, hustle this, boss whatever the fuck. Fuck all that. Focus on yourself. That's all you have to do. You don't got to keep up with everybody else. You don't have to make other people believe that you're somebody that you're really not. You don't need to play into that bullshit. Because at the end of the day, it means absolutely nothing. Because at the end of the day, there's people that know you in real life. and they know you're a fraud, and they know you're just talking shit for Instagram or Facebook. Shit, all you guys know, I work a 9 to 5. I got a regular ass job. I do this shit on the side. I don't need to fabricate no shit, pretend like I'm doing all this crazy shit. Yeah, I own businesses, but at the same exact time, I work just like you. Ain't no faking this shit. I don't do this shit full time. Can I do it full time? Fuck yeah, I can. I choose not to. So don't let nobody else shame you for working a 9 to 5, or don't let nobody shame you for not being at the level that they think you're supposed to be at. It's gradual progress, man. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy that progress. Enjoy building this shit up. Don't think you're gonna buy all this equipment and tomorrow the whole building's built. Nah, that's not how the shit works, man. You gotta build the shit up brick by brick, and you enjoy every single brick that you lay. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm going against the grain. Maybe I'm not talking like these influencers or these other content creators want me to talk. Preach this shit. Preach being a boss. Preach the hustle mentality. Nah, fuck all that, man. It's just hard work. That's all it is. Grind the shit out. Get money. I don't give a fuck about being the CEO. I don't give a fuck about being the owner. I don't care about people knowing that I own businesses. All I care about is profit in my bank account so my family is good. Basically it. Never walk around talking about I own all these businesses. I never walk around like I'm better than anybody else. Because at the end of the day, I just want everybody to win. If I'm getting it, you could be getting it too. You know what I mean? That's why I share all this information. That's why I'm sharing the shit that I do, because I genuinely want other people to win. I want people to do better than me. That's why when I see Matt Moto from Rebel Reaper killing shit, I'm like, fuck yeah, that motherfucker's getting it. Or I see the homie Rye Beats knocking out orders, killing shit. Or Rich from the Hustle Ninjas spreading the good gospel and actually helping people get that money. And on top of that, killing shit on his own. When I see that kind of shit, I'm like, yeah, get that fucking money. You know what I mean? So I know there's a lot of people that feel compelled to uphold this business owner, entrepreneur persona online. But remember, man, there's motherfuckers that know you in real life. And if you ain't doing as good as you say on social media in real life, you're a fraud, man. So no, why even fake the shit? Just be you. Be the fuck you, man. Don't worry about being the CEO. Don't worry about putting the shit in your bio. Don't worry about all that shit, because you have nothing to prove to nobody. Get the shit for yourself, man. It'll make life way easier. There's a reason why you never see me on YouTube fanning out money, wearing jewelry. Do I own all that shit? Hell yeah. Do I put the shit on camera? Fuck no. There's a time and place for that kind of shit. I don't do that for social media. I don't need to. Everybody wants to share the success story. Nobody wants to talk about their failures. I got no problem with that shit, because I know there's a lot of people that could learn from my mistakes and my failures. That's why I put them out online, so you guys know, hey, this motherfucker lost a lot of money doing this shit. Maybe I'm gonna stay away from that. You know what I mean? So remember, don't fall into the trap of you gotta look the part to be the part. Nah, fuck that shit. Corny as fuck, because in the streets, if you walked around like you really getting it, you're a motherfucking target. And if you just faking it and you're not really getting it and you're not really about that life, you will be tested. You know what I mean? So apply those same principles to your online personality. You know what I mean? Operate accordingly. I know this video probably didn't help most people out, and I know there's a lot of people that are gonna be pretty mad about this video, but fuck it, man. If ain't nobody saying it, Big Brando will. You know what I mean? So if you want to keep this conversation rolling, make sure you leave it in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.